Hey everybody, welcome to McKellar Motivational Monday. You are the D Squad, you're watching the Danny Cam. Every Monday we get together and talk about things that might help us have a better week. And this week we're going to talk about temptation in our minds and how to choose to be the best version of ourselves and what that means. I'm going to invite Facebook to join as well. If you think that any of your friends or followers would enjoy this, please take a moment to share, and I'll do some shout outs for a few seconds. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you, Paruk. Hi, Mom. Thanks so much. Thank you, Sweethearty and Jed Cooper. Thank you, Alexa, Timothy, Alan, Naomi again, Adam, Sophia, Selena. Hello, Arizona. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Ms. Diana, SMR, Timothy, Claudia, Teresa, SMC. Yeah, good to see you guys too. Thank you, Claudia and Dangle. Okay, I'm going to invite Facebook now. Hey everybody, welcome to McKellar Motivational Monday. My name is Danica McKellar, and every Monday we do a little motivation to talk about things that will help us have a better week, keep us inspired and motivated, and really sort of the topic of this week's discussion anyway, being the best version of ourselves. So I want to acknowledge something, and that is that everybody, myself, you guys, everybody has been tempted by thoughts that are not the nicest thoughts. Maybe you're upset at somebody, you're holding a grudge, maybe there's just some unfinished business, or maybe it's just something else, and it's just really negative, and it's probably, if you had to write a transcript of your thoughts, you'd be embarrassed, right? We all have that stuff. You'd be mortified. You wouldn't want people to know or think that you have bad thoughts, and you're tempted to do bad things maybe. Now, first of all, it's very important to acknowledge that it's what you do, it's your actions that define you, not your thoughts. We have a chance to do something about our thoughts, but we all have them. We all have them. So let's just acknowledge that right off the bat. Now, the next thing that can happen when we have these thoughts, these negative thoughts, is that when we go, oh my gosh, why did I just even have that thought? That was so mean. I can't believe how mean that was. I would never do that. Why would I think that? We start judging ourselves. And we're like, oh my gosh, am I a bad person? Am I a bad person because I just had thoughts? I just had thoughts that I think of bad people as having, not me. I want to be better than that, but I'm having these really bad, negative, evil thoughts. And I want to let you guys know that I believe very strongly that we have many versions of ourselves. There's the good Danica, and there's probably the evil Danica. I mean, there is, right? We have a shadow self. You've probably heard that term, some of you. So, but we all have them. We all have thoughts sometimes that we wouldn't want to, do anything about, and then we judge them, and then once we start judging ourselves, I think we have to go, wait a minute. I just want to acknowledge that I'm not a bad person, but I could be. That would be a version of me that I wouldn't be proud of. That's a version of me. But the version of me that I choose to act on is the good version. So be the best version of yourself. I want to be the best version of myself. And that comes with acknowledging that it's a choice. It is absolutely a choice. You have a choice whether you want to be a good version of yourself or a bad version of yourself. And you know what? When somebody comes into your life and they do something mean, they lie, they do anything just mean to you that's wronged you, it might even help us to forgive them by acknowledging that they just weren't being the best version of themselves in that moment. And maybe that'll allow us to, in our own minds, allow for the possibility that there might be a better version of that person, or maybe not. Maybe we decide not to interact with that person anymore because of what they've done. But I just feel that this is a great tool for forgiving ourselves and others, acknowledging that one, we all have temptations to do bad stuff, all of us, and two, we have a choice about choosing which version of ourselves we want to be. So that's the long and the short of what I wanted to say about that. I look angry, Salma? Well, I don't mean to be angry, and I'm sorry for looking angry. I just feel really passionate about this because a lot of times I come on and I do these really happy motivational things, and I totally, and I am a happy person most of the time, but not always. There are definitely times when I'm tempted about things. And I feel like sometimes people come on here and they look at me and they say, oh, well, you've got such a great life and you do such good things and you're so positive all the time and I'm not. And then people are judging themselves versus me. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm sure many of the same thoughts that a lot of you guys do. We all do. It's called being a human being. And the way we can transcend that is to make a different choice. It's like what they tell preschoolers. Do you want to make a different choice? Let's help you make a different choice. That's like the PC stuff that people say to little kids these days. And you know what? It works. We have the power to make a different choice. So don't worry so much. Hey, Carrie, don't worry so much if you have bad thoughts. Sometimes we all do. Just acknowledge it, say, okay, but if I acted on that, I wouldn't be the best version of me. And I want to present the best version of me to the world. Why? Why do you care about presenting the best version of you? Well, you'll connect with people more easily. They'll like you more. You'll feel better about yourself. You'll have more opportunities because people will want to do things for you if you're nice to them and being the best version of yourself. And you'll inspire other people to be the best versions of themselves, and then they'll feel good and they'll want to be around you and do things with you and for you more. So there's lots of reasons to want to be the best version of yourself. So please remember that. Every time you have a really bad, angry, negative thought, don't judge yourself for having the thought. Acknowledge that we all have those thoughts. Just acknowledge that you have a choice about which version of you want to be. And by the way, there isn't just bad version and good version of you. There's super productive version of you. There's lazy version of you. There's taking care of myself version of you. There's neglecting yourself version of you. So which versions do you want to be? Because you have the power to be any of them. We talked last week, I think we talked about pure potentiality. We should have. By the way, today I was going to talk about the second spiritual law of success in these 7 spiritual laws of success, but some things happened this week that just made me want to do this instead, and there's nobody to stop me. So next week I'll probably continue with my 7 spiritual laws of success stuff. But the point is, we are pure potentiality. We have the potential of being many, many different people in every day, in every moment, and every day and in every moment you have a choice about which version that you want to be. Yes, attitude is everything, so that's a great way to put it. You are very welcome, Elizabeth. Thank you, James. Thank you, Barney. So, Gabriel, when you have angry thoughts, you go eat a taco. You know what? Does that help you have happier thoughts? If so, great. You embrace people who aren't nice 100% of the time. We shouldn't pretend that side of us doesn't exist. That's true, Keith. We shouldn't. But there are some people who abuse that side, who are reckless, who are emotionally reckless. And we might choose not to be around them as much if we can, because that might not be a safe place for us emotionally. But we all have those thoughts. They all come to us. And something else is that, and this is the lesson I'm teaching my son, which is cultivating kindness. The more you practice certain kinds of thoughts, the more they will occur. So when you're having like really bad feelings, have them. Don't dwell on them too long if you can. Have them, acknowledge them, don't judge them, acknowledge that they're part of you and you're not going to act on them, and then let them go and cultivate kindness. Cultivate those good thoughts. Try to think of something nice to say, even in your own head, about a situation, and you will become that. Because yes, someone just said that your vibe attracts your tribe. Music, oh, I missed the name. Yes, music and deep breathing is a great way to change your mood. We've talked about changing our moods here before. I just want to give you this little tool, this little vocabulary of the best version of yourself. Which version of yourself are you being? I really find that naming things is so powerful. Think before reacting. Absolutely. Old mantras. Cajun dragon. Running. That helps you. Wonderful. Music, deep breathing, and yoga, Naomi? Yes. Someone is cruel, Jason. There's no reason to dwell on their presence any more than necessary. That's right. Does doing these motivational... Yes, Sean. Doing these motivational Mondays absolutely helps me to cultivate good thoughts, and it helps me remember things and remind myself of things. And you bowl if you're angry. You get a strike when you picturing the person's head on a bowling pin and then bowling. I mean, I can see that being cathartic. And then maybe do something positive afterwards, maybe. Venting is not a bad thing. I agree, Rolando. But you have to be careful where you're venting. Because if you vent to that person or somebody who really cares about that person, then you might hurt some feelings. Decapitate those pins. You know, it's better than decapitating the person. You should never do that, of course. Oh, that's funny. That's great. I love how much you guys love the bowling idea. Archery helps you to focus. Oh, very cool. You know, it's funny. In Campfire Kiss, the last Hallmark movie I did, I did archery in it. My character was supposed to be terrible at archery. I was really terrible at archery. I mean, I actually tried it. Because first I was like, okay, I'm going to be really bad at it. And of course I did poorly. And then I was like, could I do this? And I tried, and it was just as bad. So I guess archery wouldn't help me. But boxing, yes, a boxing bag to get out your emotions, absolutely. Meditation, repeating the name of Jesus, if that helps you. Lots of people have religious tools that they can use. I want to make sure that, because sometimes religion tells us not to have those thoughts. And I just want to invite you, not going against anyone's religion, but just to invite you to realize that maybe it's okay to be human in that moment, and then go from there. You don't want to vent and burn your bridges. That's right. Yeah, stop for a moment, respond then. Absolutely. Well, Naomi, it's challenging to access our happy side. But I think that it makes it worse when we have our angry feelings and then we judge ourselves for it. I think that just makes it worse because then we reinforce this idea that we're a bad person. I'm a bad person, and then if you're a bad person, then why would you even try to be better? Because you're bad, right? No. You were just enacting that particular version of yourself in that moment, and now maybe you're going to choose something else. Well, which version of myself do I want to be right now? See, if we're like, oh, I never exercise, I'm so bad, I just never do it, well, then you're probably not going to exercise. If you're like, wow, today I was a version of myself that didn't exercise at all. In fact, the whole last 2 weeks, I've been a version of myself that didn't exercise at all. I think I'm going to be a different version of myself this week. Might be helpful. Vocabulary and words are very powerful. Balancing the good with the bad. Your brother would clean the house when he was upset, Kathy. You know what? That is really, really good. I believe this so strongly. Cleaning is it's like you're cleaning your soul. When you clean up, even if I just do the dishes, it doesn't matter. Certainly tidying up clutter is so good for the soul. But even just doing the dishes, any version of cleaning helps me feel better if I'm feeling angry. I have never been a vegan, Agnes, actually. I just eat really healthy food, but I don't eat gluten, I don't eat a lot of breads. I eat lean meats. We'll do a scope about that sometime. All right, guys, I need to go. Thank you so much for joining me, and I really, really appreciate your time, your comments. Yes, folding laundry, totally. Thank you. Thank you for your shares. Thank you for your follows. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next week, if not before, on McKellar Motivational Monday. You are the D Squad. You've been watching the Danny Cam. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Be the best version of yourself. Bye.